Okay guys, in this video I'm going to talk about types of switches and boxes and mounting possibilities, right? So basically, first of all, when you say switches, you have to understand how many types of switches are there in the market, rather how many switches type we deal with. First and foremost, we have something called Indian switch ranges. Okay, then you have something called a European switch range or a European standard. Then you have something called a British standard. First, you have to understand what is the difference between these three switch types to make the right decision for you and for your customers. So Indian switches are like pretty straightforward. Okay, right? So there is the Indian wall box. It could be anything: Anchor, Ruma, Legrand, Hager, ABB, Honeywell, whatever the Indian boxes, right? So ABB is a new range of switches. That is Sharon and Ivy. They have made sure they will fit onto any boxes. Okay, usually people use Anchor, so this goes and fits onto the Anchor. But some cases it is not possible, where the box is very specific, so you have to be little bit careful. But 90% of the cases IV is suitable for any make of the boxes. So Indian boxes are like pretty straightforward. They come in the format of 2, 4, 6, 8, 12 and 16 module spaces. So when you see what is a 2 module, see, when you see a 2 module box, a 2 module box can accommodate two module width of things, right? So let's say I can, when you say 2 module, I can insert one pole switch, 2 numbers. So one pole switch consumes about 1 module. So if I put 2 number switches, so it consumes about a 2 module. So then if you have, that is 2 model. So in a 2 module switch, either you can put 2 sockets or a 1 DP switch, or a 2 switches, 1 DP switch, or a 1 socket. So when you see a 4 model, you can accommodate 1 socket and 2 switches. Remember guys, only one pole switch is the only thing which consumes a 1 module space. Remaining everything pretty much consumes about a 2 module space. Okay, so that is a standard. Okay, now, so you have, let's say you have 6 model. So when you say 6 model, let's say you have a 1 regulator, okay, and a socket and 2 switches. So this needs about a 6 model. So what happens when you take a project for a room, you have to identify how many switches you need, how many sockets you need, how many regulator, how many data points, all of that. Based on that, you have to fix the wall boxes. And the second you fix the wall boxes, you have to select a suitable switch cover plates. Okay, so then we have something called wall plates, which will go onto the wall box. See, if you see this right now, here you have a, I'll just go to the 8 model wall box. Okay, so see, this is a wall box which is made out of, which is about 8 model. Okay, excuse me. Oh, where is it? Okay, so this is a 8 model wall box. Okay, so in this, you can, on top of that, you can fix a cover plate. Okay, what is a cover plate? So cover plate is this, okay. In the cover plate, you can fix whatever the modules you want. So depending on what kind of a wall box you have, either 2, 4, 6, 8, you have to use 2, 4, 6, 8 wall plates or the cover plates and mount whatever you require. Now, when you say Indian switches, Indian switch has a lot of companies. Okay, ABB, Legrand, Hager, Schneider, GM. There are a lot of switch ranges. Okay, and pretty much all of them go on to the Indian wall boxes. Okay, so but you have to make sure the switches, sockets and the wall plates are of the same make. They cannot be different. Now coming back to ABB itself has about 5 Indian ranges which they are selling in India. One is Ivy, Adia, Trisha, Sharon and Sneo. You guys have to go look at the full catalog to understand it. Okay, now see, here I have written Ivy is a little bit universal. Okay, universal, and Adia is specific. So universal and specific, I'll tell you. See, when you select an Adia or Trisha switches, okay, you have to select Adia switches, sockets and ADIA frames only. You cannot use some other things. For example, you cannot say I will try to fit, I'll take a IV faceplate and in that I'll try to fix Twishar or ADIA is not at all possible. Okay, it has to be everything, switch plate and sockets, everything has to be of same make and same range also. Okay, not only make, range also. IV is a little bit universal because ABB kind of knew they want to push what free at home, which is a retrofit solution in the Indian market. So they made sure this IV faceplate can also accommodate free at home. Okay, there is something called Milos, which is again a retrofit KNX model, okay, which is not being sold in India because of the little bit color variation is there in the IV and the Milos. I'll get to that part. Okay, so once you understood what switches you want to place, you can choose what you have to go. The next range is European range. Okay guys, European range, what happens, European ranges always comes in the multiples of 2 models, right? So let me just open the wall box. See, this is the European range. This is the European range wall boxes. They always come in the standards of 2 model. Okay, so 2 model. If you want to add more, then you go on adding the boxes. Okay, this is 2 model. This is 4 model. Okay, so if you want more, then you go on adding the boxes. Now this becomes 6 model. Okay, so now observe guys, so everything is made out of a multiples of 2 model only. So in European they also call this as like 1 gang, 2 gang and 3 gang. Okay, so this gang thing is a little bit confusing. I'll get to that part. Now if you have a 2 model switch, on top of that you can place a switch, 1 gang switch. Okay, see, this also they call 1 gang switch. I don't know why they call it 1 gang switch. They should have named something. So this is a 2 gang switch. Okay, see, this 1 gang switch is consuming 2 model space. This 2 gang is also consuming a 2 model space. And let's say they have a sockets. This also consumes about a 2 model space. So to be on the safer side, when you're deciding for the international, you take each and everything will consume about 2 model space. Let it be switch, let it be socket, let it be regulator, whatever. So it will pretty much consume about 2 module space. Okay, like that you remember. Here what happens, the boxes are there. The boxes are joined together like this. Okay, the boxes are joined together like this to form 2, 4, 6 and 8. 8 is the maximum length you can go for. Okay, in the European standard. Okay, then you have one more standard called British standard. Okay, British standard. Okay, what is the difference between British standard and European standard? See, in European standard you join the 2 model boxes. British standard also in the multiple of 2 models only, but there is some gap between the 2 models, and these 2 models are joined by a connecting, there's something called connecting plate or something. Okay, so this is basically a 6 model, which is multiples of 2 model, 2 model and 2 model. So this became a European this thing. So let me just get to the switches part. See, now ABB has both the standards. You see, ABB has a British standard. So here what happens, these wall boxes are little bit, the size, wall boxes size are the same, but they are not joined together. They have a little bit gap in between them. So to join that gap, we use this thing. So to check the wall box, if you see a Concept BS wall box, BS is like British standard. Concept BS wall box, you will understand. Okay, so what all switches are available in ABB, right? ABB offers, let me just get to that part. Okay, so you understood Indian range, right? So this is British range. So I'm talking about this thing, right? So British standard, right? ABB has Millennium Concept BS. Okay, Millennium Concept BS in the British range. So you have to be careful while choosing what kind of a switches you are choosing. So Millennium is again available in both European, also British. Okay, you guys have to make sure what British, are you like choosing a British standard or a European standard. Okay guys, now so when you see, so this is with respect to British standard. If you go through this document, okay, so you will understand what all are there. Okay, so in the British standard, ABB offers so many different, the Concept BS is this one. Okay, this is Millennium. Okay, So this is something called Karat, I think. Again, British standard, okay, not European standard. The wall boxing is a little bit different. So let me get back to this thing. What this thing? Not this one. Okay, Bush again. Okay, so ABB has a European standard. Okay, ABB has about like 20 different types of European standards ranges. Okay, we call them switch ranges. The most used is the future linear, right? I hope you guys already know what is future linear, right? So there are all of this. If you go to this catalog, you will understand how many types of European standard switches ABB has. Okay, let me get to this thing. So when you see a future linear comes in white, anthracite, black matte, and stainless steel ranges. The main difference between, see, I have written future linear, Karat, Alpha BS, Solo here in the part 1. The reason is, see, the insert, see, this is an insert, okay, this is an insert. So you get an insert for socket, switches, telephone, everything. Okay, the insert is common for all these 4 ranges: future linear, Karat, Alpha, and Solo. Only the outer part will change. What is outer part? See, this is a future linear, so this is a future linear, this is Alpha BS, right? This is Karat. Here what happens, the insert is the same, only the outwardly look is different, right? So that you have to be careful while choosing the thing. So what happens, you choose a European wall box, you choose a insert, and only thing is this, since this insert is common for all these 4 ranges, you can choose whatever range you want between these 4 ranges. And then there are few ranges which are called stainless steel, dynasty, and millennium. In this, what happens, in this, if you see this switch, okay, this switch is look outwardly, it is like totally different. Okay, here what happens, insert as well as the cover frames are specifically made. You cannot use a common insert with your Decento or Dynasty make. Okay, the inserts are different here, so you have to be careful. Okay, so then there is something called stainless steel also. Stainless steel range is there. Okay, so stainless steel, here also it's a complete range. You have to choose insert and the outer frame as a separate entity. Okay guys, so I hope you understood what is an Indian range, what is a British standard, and what is an European standard, mainly to do with the wall boxes and the face splitters, and what can fit into what. Okay, so what can fit into what. So I'll explain a little bit more about how IV is universal and you can accommodate things in IV. Okay.